How to do the shock on a 2004 Honda Civic. That's 2001 to 2005. Pretty much all the same. First of all, jack your car up, get a little insurance in there. Afterwards, take your wheel off. On top of the strut tower with a 15mm, first of all, take off 2 out of the 3 bolts, release the third one. You don't want it to drop out, that'll hold it in place. On the back of the wheel, you'll find the brake caliper and 2 bolts holding it in. You want to release these bolts, and brake caliper will pop right out. If it does give you any trouble, recommend first of all soaking it with some kind of penetrating fluid, or if push comes to shove, just get a breaker bar, and that'll definitely get the job done. Take out the 2 bolts connecting the hoses, brake line, ABS sensor, 10mm, 12mm. Once the brake caliper is off, support it on the ground with something so it's not straining the hose. Afterwards, remove your rotor. Alright, almost there. Now we just have a few more bolts. 2 more right here on the shock. These are big boys. I'm using a 22 and a 19. I do recommend a breaker bar because this one can be a little stubborn. And then all that's left is the outer tire rod, which should be a 15mm. You just want to take a 15mm and pop off this castle nut on the outer tire rod. Once it is off, you just take a hammer, you hit it right here, and it'll pop the tire rod out. And then you can just take and take it off. Break the shock out. Hold the shock with one hand while on top of the strut tower. Take out that last bolt that you have. And as we take it out, you feel the shock is dropping down. You want to support it so you can make sure it doesn't hit the axle there. And once we have it free, just guide it out. And there it is. Time for the new one. Always take and compare your new parts to your old parts to make sure there's no changes. Everything seems to be matching point for point, so we're ready to put her in. When putting it in, you just want to size it up. Make sure you're putting it in the right direction. Top to see where the points are coming through. Just hold on the strut tower. Once you have it up here, just take and feed on at least 1 bolt. Get a nice amount of thread on there. And now it's going to be held in place. From here, she's going to be the reverse of taking it out. We want to put our tire rod back right into here. We want to connect our CV axle along with the knuckle back into the shock. Connect all our loose wires. Put on our caliper, and we'll be good to go. Make sure to tighten everything up on the bottom and the top.